that's where we have some active pumping going on, which throws out the material which collects down in there in that joint. Here at around 2 plus 88 to right at station 3, which is just 6 inches or so down from a joint. We got some cracking, got a transverse crack and then a longitudinal crack in this slab. And the longitudinal crack is close enough to the wheel path to have received, to have stalled somewhat here in a couple of places. During spalling, it occurs in some locations. It's not a major thing though. In this one little punched out place, it's not really a punch out in terms of how we would categorize it. It is a spall though, and you can see the depth of it. And you can indeed see the crack down in there, at least with the naked eye. I don't know, yeah, I can see it here on the monitor. The pattern seems to be that on the longer slabs, it looks like we've got a variable joint spacing here. On most of the longer slabs, we have a transverse crack somewhere in the middle of them. See, here's another one. I don't think it's something that happens at all of those slabs, but in many of them. It's similar to patterns we've seen elsewhere. Coming up on station 4, and you can see the coring being done over near the end of the test section. Like I've said, I have not yet done the distress mapping and survey. It's going to be quite a chore. As you can see, there is quite a bit of distress. We have another, I will probably categorize as a medium severity transverse crack. Back at the other location I described before, it was also heavily distressed. Perhaps a little bit more than this, but about the same. And here we are at the end of the test section. Joint on the test section, which would be put us around station 4 plus 96, and this is perhaps just a little bit better view of the lane shoulder drop off, which occurs before and immediately after a transverse joint. You can also see how there's no vegetation growing in the joint as there is elsewhere, which to me would indicate that pumping has occurred or is presently occurring. 4 holes which has been established for the sampling. And here are the 12-inch diameter holes. The Sonny from Lowe Engineering there positioning the bit. And there's Mike Wilson again. They've already finished cutting this one and they're preparing to drill down in it to be able to extract the core from the hole. Test section. See the kilometer post up ahead, which would be for it would be 200 meters on down from the previous one that we saw. Spinning to show the panoramic view. We've actually got a couple of culverts in here, but they're all deep, and they tend to be just pipe culverts, and so we had to pretty well just not worry about those for this test section. And you can see the other operations that are ongoing back behind us there in the test section. Get a view of the, I guess, the foothills of the Cordillera, which forms the backbone of Puerto Rico. And looking out, you can see where we continue to be in the substantial fill. About the uniform height is what we have throughout the test section. We got some, we're out in a rural area here just south of Arecibo.